Hi. So as a part of the discussion of Azure Data Platform, in the previous session, we did discuss about the relational database. So we know what a relational database is, any database which stores the data as a row column format. And it has also something called a primary key. So we have also seen how to configure the relational database in Microsoft SQL Server. So in this session, we're going to have a quick discussion about something called a foreign key, which helps to maintain the relationship between the tables, right? So in the previous session, we created two tables, employee and the course, right? Employee table and the course table with the corresponding data, right? So suppose just consider the use case that employees in an organization, as a part of upskilling their skills, they want to purchase different courses from Udemy, right? So there has to be a table to track which employee has bought which course, right? For that, we need to have a dedicated table, and that's what we're going to have a different table called orders, right? So orders table would track the course purchased with respect to the course ID and the employee who purchased it with respect to the employee ID, right? And that would use something called a foreign key, the concept of a foreign key in structured query language. And the foreign key helps to reference or link the primary key of one table to another table, right? So you can see that in this orders table, there are two foreign keys. One is the course ID, and this course ID would link to the primary key of the course table, whereas the employee ID foreign key would link the primary key of the employee table, right? So this is a nutshell of what we are going to achieve. So we already have our employee and the course tables ready. Now let's quickly go and create the orders table. Let's keep going, and let's before doing that, let's inspect the commands, the structured query language commands once again. So this we had discussed yesterday, that this is the command to create your table, your employee table, your course table. Then we inserted the values inside the employee table and the course table, right? And now let's create the third table, which is the orders table. So we have the same command, create table orders, and then it would also have a primary key, which is the order ID, which has to be unique in each row, right? It should not be null. And then we are also having it as a course ID and employee ID, and we define that they're going to be the foreign key, right? The foreign key, employee ID, it has to reference the employee ID field of the employee table, right? Similarly, the course ID would reference the course ID field of the course table. So unless you have values in the course table and the employee table for these particular properties like employee IDs and course IDs, your order table will not get populated. So that's one important consideration to keep in mind. So let's go to a SQL Server. So let me quickly show you that this is a SQL Server which has been deployed in Azure Virtual Machine, and I have a master database into which I have created two tables, right? So if I am to show you the contents of the table, let me show you that. So I have my employee. Yeah, the employee table is ready and it's populated with the data. Similarly, let me show you the course table. There it is. It's also there. And let's check if there are any tables of the name orders. We are getting an error saying that invalid object because the order table is yet to be created, right? So let's go and create the order table by copying and pasting this command, right? It's a structure query language command, and we just need to copy and paste in the query editor and run it. That's it. It got created. And now let's go and inspect the values that we are going to put. So we have we are going to insert values in the order table. So it's the order ID, okay, and the course ID. Like say suppose the first course, the course ID AZ104 has been bought by the employee with the employee ID 2. So that's what we are entering here. And then course AZ304 has been bought by the employee of employee ID 1. Similarly, the course with of DP200 with the course ID 3 has been bought by the employee of employee ID 3. That's what the values refer to, and that's what we are going to enter, right? This is the most simple example that can be, discussed. So that's what we are trying to look at. And I'm just going to copy and paste and run it. That's it. Okay, so if I'm going to select star from orders, yes, that's it. So you can see that we have successfully created an order table which has foreign keys, which creates the relationship between the primary key of the different tables, right? So that's how we can achieve that's how we can achieve the relationship between different tables, and we can create or we can load data, right? And that's what is called the relational databases. So that was a very simple example of the relational data with the help of foreign keys in Microsoft SQL Server. Hope that was helpful. Thank you.